Sid from Sid's Trains here, and welcome to Layout Update number 8. I'm sorry I've not been making as many videos as I've promised. Work and camps have been getting in the way, but I just had a day here to make a video, so I'm making this layout update to show you the stuff that's happened to the layout since the last layout update video, and to show you some new items that I've added to the collection. So before we get started, I would like to say that this Friday I am going on a Boy Scout camp. It's a camp down in Florida, or actually Florida and the Bahamas. It's called Sea Base, and I'm going to be on a sailboat for about 6 days, so I'm not going to be able to make a video next week. And I just wanted to tell you that so you're not wondering why I'm not making a video. So yeah, but after that week I am hoping that I have time to do more work to the layout and more work on running videos and other things, so you can have more content from me. So let's go look at what I've done to the layout. So if you follow me on Instagram, I showed you this new update to the layout about a couple weeks ago, and what it is a new pop-up hole for the layout. Before, the pop-up was a big gaping hole with no cover that stretched from here across to here and back, so it was this big rectangular hole, and it just didn't really look good when I wasn't using it. So I decided to fill in the hole with a new piece of MDF, and then cut out a tinier square that I can then put back down when I'm not using it. So now let me crawl under here and show you how easy it is and how nice it looks. Pardon the shakiness. So it's that easy. I can just now pop up from under, and when I don't want to use it, I just crawl back down and I close it up. So yeah, that's a new update, and it adds a nice look to the layout, so now I don't have a big gaping hole in the center of the layout. So now let's look at the next thing I've done. Now this next update is because I've now added that new pop-up. If you guys recall, before there's this really bad looking bridge here. It's just two pieces of MDF on some 2x2s, and it didn't look very good, and the track right here hung over the edge, and it just didn't look good, and it didn't work very well. So now, since I've added the pop-up over there, I now added this nice big piece of MDF that fills in this whole area, and I cut in a curved way I cut this so it is parallel with this, and so it's not just a right angle with the table. It just looks a lot better like this. So yeah, this is a new update caused by the pop-up being added and redone, and I think it looks really good. It adds a better look to the layout, and it's obviously better than just some MDF on some 2x2s. So that's that update, and now let me move on to the next update. So if you guys watched my York recap video, you remember that I got two command-controlled fast track switches. They were both 072s, and they were in box, pretty much brand new. I think they had been used on a club layout before, but they weren't used very much. And as you can see, I've now put one of them here. This is the right-hand one, and I've put it on this 084 curve that is so it's parallel with this track. I've put it on this curve, and it now diverts trains either onto the main line, or let me turn the camera here, or it diverts them onto the reverse loop. So it's a lot better, and the reverse loop is moved over onto the new MDF, but unlike before when it was over on the old table, because there was just a big hole here. Like I said before, there was just a hole because of the big pop-up, but now it's been moved over, and yeah, I've just added this new switch, and I love it because it has the command-controlled feature, so I can use my Legacy or TMCC remote, which you see in the right corner, to throw the switch, and it's a nice addition and a nice update to the layout. So now let's move on to the next update. Now this is the final update, but it is the most noticeable in probably the video you've been watching. It is that I've now added can lights to the ceiling. I've been waiting for this a long while, and I just kept holding it off. But I finally put the can lights up with my dad, and it looks a lot better. As you can see, the room is a lot brighter, and there's still one more set to be added. If you see, there's these two holes here. That's 2 more lights we have to put up. But currently, there is 8 lights in here. They're wired in series of 2, so these 2 will be on a switch. These 2, these 2, these 2, and those 2. The one over on the right next to the fan is not totally put up correctly because there's no drywall, so it can't be just sitting up there. So we just have it screwed in to the joist currently. And also, these light bulbs aren't the ones that we're going to be using. The second set, so you see these sets here, the second set right here have whiz lights in them. They are Wi-Fi controlled color changing lights. They are similar to the Philips Hue lights, and they are very great. They add a lot of character when I have them on different colors, and there's 16 million colors I can do with them, and many different shades of white and a lot of colors. So now let me turn off the other lights and show you these lights in action. So as you can see, the lights are currently white, but I have a different color set, so I can change them to different colors of white. See, I've changed it to more of a bluish white. I can set them to a dark blue to create like that's dimmed down, but like have a dark blue. I also have things I can change them to multiple different colors and have them alternate, as you're seeing right now. I also can do individuals because these are currently just set up. Also, this is just set up as like a moment, so they both do it, but I can just change one light by going through the app, and if I click on here, I can change just one light to, like, say, a yellow or reddish pink or blue, whatever I want. So it's really cool, and I've ordered more of these, so now I've ordered 8 more of these, so I can now have, once I hook up all the lights, well, all of them are hooked up except for the one set, but once that set's hooked up, I can put all whiz lights in and have the whole room as one color and have them be able to change and to alternate, so it looks at like different scenes throughout the room. So these lights are really cool, and I'm glad that these have been added to the training room so I can now create different scenes throughout the layout. But before we look at some new stuff, I would like to show you one last thing, so let's go look at that right now. Pardon the shakiness, but I've taken the camera off the tripod and I'm showing you the switch boxes. There's 4 switch boxes here, and these are the lights. As you can see, I can turn off the lights, it's getting darker. But this is one set. Each one of these is a set, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one more to come here. But then this switch here turns on the fan over there. If you can hear it just turned on. But then these switch boxes up here are going to be for some new features that I'm going to be adding to the room. So under these bulkheads here, this one and this one, I'm going to be adding LED strips so it gets rid of that shadow you see under them, and it allows for some more light. The other switch is going to be for turning the actual trains on, so I don't have to use a power strip. And then the last couple switches will be for some things that are going to be coming, such as a shelf up on top, right under that bulkhead, which will have some trains and some lights on it. So that will turn on a plug that I'll have up there. So it's all coming along really well, and as you can see, I'm doing more and more things to the layout, and more updates will come soon. But for now, we'll go look at some of the new stuff that I've got. So let's go look at that now. So as you can see here, I have a decent amount of new stuff, and this isn't even all of it. I have some more stuff to show you in other places, but this is the stuff that's out of boxes. But one thing I'd like to clarify before I talk about each of these items is that some of this is from a collection I've acquired recently, and some of it is not. So I will clarify each item and tell you whether it's from that collection or not. But first off, there's this Lionel Pre-War 259E and these 3 freight cars behind it. This was a set from that collection I've received recently. This engine is in very nice condition. It runs well, has the light bulb and the lenses, and it runs really great. The whistle and the tender still works, and I've cleaned all of it up so it runs very well now. The cars are in very decent shape. They're clean, they have some age to them, and this coupler over here is missing the box that is usually on them, but this is in very nice condition, and I'm glad that I have it. Let me move this forward and pull this up. This is not from that collection. This coal car here is from my local train store, and I got it fairly recently. And it's just another Lionel pre-war coal dump car. I cleaned it up, and now it works perfectly. And I'm glad that it's down the collection. So now let me move up some of these cars. These 2 cars here, the first one is this Sunoco tanker. This was from that collection that I've received, and it is in okay condition. A little dirty. I have not cleaned it off yet, so that's why it looks a little dirty and not as shiny as it could be. But it's nice, and I'm glad that I have it. Another one is this Baby Ruth boxcar. It again is dirty, but it's in fairly good condition, and I'm glad that I have it. And it is also from that collection that I have received. Now let me move the camera down a bit. So here we have some more stuff. So let me start off, let me move some of this up so you can see it better. There we go. Now to start off, I have this Lionel 3359-55 coal dump car. This car was in very bad shape. It was the chassis was covered in rust, and it didn't work too well. So I totally disassembled it, scrubbed off most of the rust on it, and it pretty much restored it to fairly new condition. There's still some dirt on it that I couldn't get off, but it works well, and I'm glad I have it. Both things dump and go back up, and it works real well for its age. And I'm glad that I got it. Now here, this was from that collection that I received. This is a Marx Marline or Maryline scale railroad car. This is, the flap just fell off of the box, but this is a Shell tank car, and it is in very good condition. If I were to take a little bit of water to it to just get off some of the dirt, it would be in almost like new condition. And I am very glad that I have this now, and it's a very cool item to have. So now let me get back in the box, and I'll show you the other things behind. Here, these are all from a Lionel Scout set. As you can see, this is the Lionel Scout tender. It is in okay condition. It has a little bit of rust, and it's a little bit dirty. And this white stuff on the trucks of all these can be easily taken off with a hairdryer, which I have not done yet. And as you can see, it's missing a wheel. It's in okay condition. I can clean it up and fix it so it'll be a little bit better. Here's the caboose. Again, it's just a bit dirty. Has the white on the wheels. I can fix that fairly easily. Now these have the boxes to them. Let me take this out. And there are duplicates of this in another box I have, but I just took out the ones that were fairly nicer. Oh, sorry. This is a Baby Ruth candy boxcar. Again, it is just dirty, but it is a very nice item, and I'm glad I have it. Now let me put this back in the box and show you the other thing in the box in the background. Just set that there. This, let me take it out. This is a Lionel Lines 1002 gondola. It again has its original box, and again it's just dirty, but I like it, and it's a nice addition. Now this is the stuff that is in the room currently, but now let me go out to my workbench and show you 2 more items that are part of the collection that I've just recently got. There's more stuff, but I just only have some of it out and some of it that I want to show to you. So now let's go look at what's out there. Now this first item here is something that I am fixing up for that scout set. It is the 1110 locomotive. It has everything, but some of it is down here in the cradle. But it is all here. The shell is in great condition. I cleaned it up and it's nice and shiny now. I am working on the motor here, and the motor is in pretty good condition. The plastic here is broken a little, but it is in good condition for its age, and I am slowly but surely getting it into running condition. Now let me show you the last thing that I got, and then we'll go run some of these trains to wrap up the video. So here's the last item. It is a Lionel's 1666 from the pre-war era. Again, this is from that collection, and it is in pretty good condition. It was dirty. The E-unit drum on the inside of the E-unit was totally destroyed, so that's why it's taken apart for me to restore the unit. But overall, the engine is nice. It still has the bell on top. It still has the jewels on the front, and the chassis is in pretty much perfect condition. But currently I am restoring it and getting it back to running order, and once that's done, you'll probably see it running in a video. The only thing wrong is it's missing the tender, which is not that big of a deal because I can easily find a tender for it. But that's pretty much it. There's more stuff, but most of it is just small items that I don't need to show you. I showed you most of the big stuff, and now we'll go wrap up by running some trains. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. I'm hoping by the next layout update to have more stuff done. That will definitely come after Seabase because I'll be in the Bahamas. But stay tuned for that video, and stay tuned for any other videos like running videos and anything else I have to show you. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and tell others about the channel. I'm Sid, and I'll see you next time, guys.